What's going on, YouTube? This is my official preview and predictions for AEW's next pay per view, AEW's Revolution. Pay per view is a week from Sunday. Obviously, it's going to be taking place March 3rd, 2024, at the Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. This event is very remarkable because this event will host the final match of the legendary Sting, his nearly 40-year career, and this is ironically the same venue where he faced Ric Flair at the Clash of the Champions, the very first one in March 1988, produced by NWA at the time. Um, you know, it's crazy, man. I honestly should have went to this show. I don't live in Greensboro, but I do live here in North Carolina, and from where I live at, Greensboro is like an hour and a half away, so I could have easily, traveled up here for a good day and went to the show. But nonetheless, we're still gonna, be checking out the show best way I can. But yeah, this is honestly looking to be a really, really good show. Now, I know I haven't really been reviewing. I actually haven't really been doing a lot of reviews for AEW, the Dynamite, Rampage, or even the Collision shows. So it may seem like I'm kind of scaling away from AEW, but I'm still checking out, AEW. Obviously, I'm still very aware of the matches and stuff that are taking place on this show. So I'm actually going to start with Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong. They're going to be competing for the AEW International Championship. And obviously, Roderick Strong, he wants to bring the title to the kingdom, and they're trying to establish the undisputed kingdom as this dominant threat. So far, the undisputed kingdom, with the way they've been presented on TV, have been really mid. I don't even really want to say mid, but for the most part, it hasn't been good. Like the reveal at World's End was obviously, I thought the way they did it was really cool, but the Adam Cole injury it really sucks up everything because he's injured, and really now you can't really take him seriously because again he's injured. So kind of look at him as like a manager or some way, shape, or form. But this should be a good match. Roderick Strong, I do think he's going to win here, and he will become the new international champion. And this second run of Orange Cassidy as the international champion, I mean, it's been all right, but I feel like it hasn't felt that special like his first run when he was international champion, if that makes any sense. But next, we got a three-way dance for the AEW World Championship. We got Samoa Joe versus Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland, and yeah, man, this should be a really fun match here. I feel like they might even open up the show with this match, if to be quite honest with you. But yeah, I do think I know a lot of people are saying that Swerve is gonna. They need to put the title on Swerve. They need to put the title on Swerve. Don't get me wrong, Swerve is obviously hot right now, and they could easily do that and having this triple threat match, be of that way. But I feel like, Samoa Joe, I feel like, he's worked too hard to not just necessarily be looked at as a transitional champion or anything like that. But I think they should have Joe hold on to the title a little bit longer. So I'm actually going to say that Samoa Joe retains his championship here. And Swerve, his time will come. His time will definitely come as world champion. But I feel like right now, I just have that feeling that they're going to just keep the belt on Joe. So there you have it there. Tony Storm's going to be defending her title against Deonna Purrazzo. This would be pretty something here. I don't think Deonna Purrazzo is going to win here. I think Tony Storm is going to win the championship. If there's anyone who's taking the belt off Tony, I think it's got to be Mercedes Moné. At this point, we all know she's coming to AEW. Obviously, they got the little AEW show, Big Business, taking place on March 13th, I believe. So, but as far as this match goes, Deonna Purrazzo, she's going to put up a showing, but I just don't think it's going to be enough to defeat Tony Storm, in my opinion. So, I think Tony Storm retains the championship. Okay, so next we got Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson. And if Danielson loses, he must shake Eddie Kingston's hand, kind of similar to what the match that Eddie Kingston had with Jericho at Revolution a few years back, because Jericho tapped out and Jericho had to shake Kingston's. Well, no, Kingston went for the handshake. Jericho said, "I'll shake your hand." Jericho didn't. Uh, Obviously Brian Danielson doesn't believe in Eddie Kingston. He looks at Eddie Kingston and basically looks at him like he's a nobody. Like he ain't on my level. I'm the American Dragon, Eddie Kingston. You're not on my level. But this is for the Continental Crown Championship. I think Eddie Kingston beats Brian Danielson here. I think Danielson, he finally accepts Eddie Kingston. He shakes his hand, and you know, Eddie Kingston retains the championship. I feel like there should be a good match here between both guys. It should be very physical, but I got Eddie Kingston winning this one, and I got him retaining his championship. Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. My oh my, this match, I'm already gonna say it. I think everybody is gonna probably agree when I say this. This is already match of the year. Gonna be definitely one of the match of the year for AEW. Probably the best match that AEW will put on this year. I mean, and the reason why this match is even taking place, Don Callis basically was like, I want my two members in my family to fight each other. So here we go. Obviously, Will Ospreay, this is his official AEW, in-ring debut. So you obviously know they're going to give him the W. They're going to give him the win. Kind of sucks that Connecticut's got to take the L, but, they're not going to have Will Ospreay take the L in his first legitimate match here in AEW. So this is going to be a fun little matchup, though. I'm telling you, this might be one of the best matches of the night, probably the best match of the night. And I think Will Ospreay, like I said, I think he goes over. Okay, next we have Christian Cage defending his TNT Championship against Daniel Garcia. I'm gonna tell y'all, I think we get a new champion here. I think Daniel Garcia beats Christian Cage, and I feel like what's gonna happen, because again, you got Nick Wayne, you got Kill Switch. I think Edge gets involved. Daddy Magic, he's gonna obviously get involved, and I think that interference leads to Daniel Garcia taking advantage and beating Christian Cage here. So my prediction is Christian Cage is going to lose the title to Daniel Garcia. And Daniel Garcia, he's been really good so far. Obviously the dude's hella over. So it will definitely be a really cool moment to see him win the TNT Championship. And it also still progresses that feud between Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. So you have that as well. Okay, so we got a Meat Madness match. Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, and another person seems to be added. And they're probably going to add Miro to that one. So if I had to pick who's the final person for this match, it's probably going to be Miro. But like I said earlier, they're trying to establish the Undisputed Kingdom, and they're really trying to establish Wardlow as a top contender. So I'm going to go with Wardlow on this one. I think regardless of, who the last person is, this match, it should be a really good one. But I think Wardlow goes over. I think he wins here. Definitely got to establish him, and this would definitely be a good one for him as he continues to move up the rankings. All right, so next we got a tag team match player. We got the Blackpool Combat Club versus FTR. They had a tag match on Dynamite recently, and it went the draw. So now they're going to do a rematch at the pay-per-view. And, man, I feel like they're going to give... I feel like FTR might go over on this one. I think FTR might go over, But they had a really good match on Dynamite, so they're going to really go all out on this one. But I feel like FTR is going to win this one. So, but the Blackpool Combat Club, given their mentality, they're going to put up a fight, but it's not going to be enough to beat FTR. So now we get to, in my opinion, I don't even think this should really be an opinion. I think this is a stone cold fact. This is going to be the main event. And if it doesn't main event the show, I might be a little surprised, but Tornado Tag Team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. This will be Sting's retirement match. Sting and Darby Allin versus the Young Bucks, Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson. Hopefully, I don't get fined Well, actually, I did say their names properly, so because if you say Matt and Nick, they'll find you. But let's be real, they ain't gonna do nothing with me. The Young Bucks can suck it for all I care. But nah, man. I'll in all seriousness, I want to first take this time. First things first, man. Sting, one of the greatest to ever do it, definitely. And I'm so glad that I had the opportunity in this lifetime to see Sting wrestle. Granted, and it sucks I never got to see him live, but there have been plenty of wrestlers I never got a chance to see live, like The Undertaker, for example, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, uh, just to name a few. But Sting, I mean, just a 40-year career. Not a lot of wrestlers can say their careers went 20 years, let alone 40 years. So the fact that he gets to end it here, and he had a good run in AEW. Like I think AEW did pretty much a tremendous job with Sting in his AEW run. I kind of wish he could have had some singles matches. Like I think a singles match between him and Chris would have been nice. I would have loved to see Sting at least challenge for the world title at least once, but given Sting and where he's at, it'd be like, hey, maybe we'd just be comfortable if I just compete in tag team matches and multi-man matches. Not saying those matches haven't been bad. Not saying that at all. And it would be nice for Sting and Darby to kind of go on a high note here, kind of like Peyton Manning when he won the title and he retired. But it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. The Young Bucks are gonna. I hate saying this, but they're gonna go crazy on Sting. And then Ric Flair, we saw Ric Flair talk to the Young Bucks, and I guess Ric Flair, because he was feeling some type of way, he got pissed off because he's not being involved a lot in Sting's retirement, which is like, dude, like this is Sting's moment, not your moment. Like you had your moment at WrestleMania 24, so like I don't know why you sitting up here getting all butthurt. And plus, don't even get me started on the whole I should be Sting's final opponent. I was this big match, that put him on the map. It's like, dude, again, that match was freaking 80 years ago. That was like in 1988. Ric Flair, like that was a different time. We're not in that time period. I don't want to see Ric Flair wrestling on a damn television screen in 2024. No. uh, the Young Bucks are going to win this match. The Young Bucks are going to become the new tag team champions. You know what would be crazy if Darby was to turn on Sting? That would be pretty crazy, but I don't. That would definitely be kind of crazy, but I don't necessarily think they're going to go that route. Uh, but just the final one for Sting. They always say you got to get back to the business, and yeah. So I know we're pretty long in this video, probably really really long in this video than it originally was supposed to be. So, but AEW Revolution should be a really good show, and again, a fitting end to the legendary career of the legendary Sting. So we'll see what happens come Sunday night, March 3rd.